And it's a very privileged moment that we are having an event where we have invited all our industry partners with which this institution has started programs in a dual education mode, which is one of the biggest need in the country right now, especially for enhancing the employability. I welcome Honorable Shri Devinder Singh ji, who is one of the visionary officers in Haryana government, and under his leadership, many of our skill development initiatives, especially in Haryana Skill Development Mission, Shri Vishwakarma Skill University, and Industrial Training Department, are doing extremely great, and I'm very pleased to have him here because under his leadership also this institution and the mission has taken a big stride in the last couple of months. I also welcome the dignitaries on dais from SKH Metal and the other institutions who have joined on the stage. Thank you very much. I have got many industry partners here whom I can see sitting in the front row. Most of them are my previous employers, so I'm so glad that I have these organizations like Anand Group and IBM people sitting here next to me in the audience. It's a privileged moment to see this institution making such a wonderful progress in last couple of months. See, one of the biggest challenges today that employability is experiencing is that the students who come out of the institutions, largely industries do not find them job ready, and this is one of the biggest issues, and these issues are largely coming out from the students' curriculum, sometimes students' teaching methodology, teacher capability, infrastructure, and the processes that the academic institutions are following today are not in line with the spirit of what an industry today is expecting. This is one of the biggest challenges. The second important challenge that today we find in the ecosystem is that between the employer and the academia, the connections and the relationships and the partnerships are not very strong, because of which both of them are working in two parallel worlds. And the challenge comes when the industry, which is on the one side looking for the talent, and on the other side the institution which is supposed to produce the talent, there comes up a gap, and that results into the loss of opportunities for the students who leave academic institutions with qualification. So what this institution has done is we are focusing on 5 important areas. One is skilling, which is a direct focus on the newcomers from the state and outside the state to train them on various job roles which are aligned in the form of a course program, whether it's a 2-year diploma or a 3-year degree or a 2-year master's degree or a short-term program. So this is all coming up in the skilling side, and we develop programs for these newcomers. The second is the reskilling. In the area of reskilling, what we do is there are a large number of employees who are existing in the industries or in organizations who also require reskilling because technology is frequently changing. Their alignment with the change is very important, and unless they get themselves aligned with the changing requirements, their qualifications don't get enhanced, they also can have a challenge in the coming days for their stability in the organization. So the second area that we focus is the reskilling. The third area that institution is focusing on is the feeder school. So in the feeder school model, what we are going to do is there are many students today studying in engineering colleges, polytechnics, ITIs, government colleges, or anywhere. They're pursuing their education. So as a part of putting them into some short programs which are more aligned to employability, this institution will also focus on as a feeder school. So as a school, which is finishing school, which develops these youngsters for the industry aligned courses as well while they pursue their education in whichever institution they are. The fourth area is the feeder school. In the feeder school, which is one of the unique innovation that we have done and has been now acknowledged by CBSE, it would be a first of its kind of university in India, which will not only have a higher education model, but will also have a school model inside it. CBSE has termed this as an innovation school. In this school that university will run, we will have skill-based 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So the student after class 8 will have an option whether to pursue the general education of 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, or to pursue the model of skill 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, which is purely based on 3 skill subjects, 1 computer and 1 language. It's a very unique kind of a model where on the one side in school, the focus is on filling the mind, while as the skill school that we will have, the focus will be on the forming the mind. So this is the difference that this institution will bring through our feeder school. The 5th one is the entrepreneurial skills. So we are also going to focus a lot on developing the entrepreneurial skills, especially in the areas that are vulnerable and areas that are traditional, where there's a huge potential to develop the opportunities of livelihood. So the entrepreneurial department of this institution is working, and we have recently started a campaign for training 50,000 youngsters in entrepreneurial skill. Not only that, if you look today, we had students who are in the performing arts, especially the Banchari, which was one of the forgotten villages in Haryana, but the folk and art was very famous, but it was slowly dying. So what this university did, it started a complete research project where our faculties assimilated all the songs, all the practices, folk and art of this village, and compiled that into a form of a granth and a course. And now we have a beautiful presentation by the students who have just completed 1 year in Banchari folk and art, and we are going to connect them with the industry. Like in every industry, every institution, they have their corporate functions, they have their small time activities where they invite people from outside. I would really request all the industries that this batch is now ready. This batch has now completed their 1 year diploma in Banchari folk and art. They can come and they can do lots of performances during your annual functions, quarter functions, and I'm sure they can mesmerize you with the work and the talent they have learned and developed in last couple of months in this institution. With that, we are also working on certain heritage elements. Our institution has started working on a Sharda script. Sharda is a forgone script in which Sanskrit was written, but there are many manuscripts in India which are untranslated, and many universities in Germany, they are doing research for translation and there are no skilled resources. So our university has started a course on Sharda script learning, and through that, the projects given to the students would be who come from the Sanskrit background, that once they learn the Sharda script, they will be given opportunities to translate the untranslated manuscripts so that India can come to know what is hidden in these manuscripts. And besides that, in Haryana, we have Haryani cuisine. So our group of students working with Bikaner Wala is right now working on a 1 year diploma in ethnic food. The intention is that all those traditional areas, all those conventional areas where there's a huge potential, these areas are exploited and university becomes a benchmark in the country. At the last, I must tell you that this university is now bringing majority of short-term programs also under its ambit, and once all these short-term programs are brought under the ambit, we are working on a credit-based system where these short-term programs can be allocated credit, and once a student does a short-term program, a student can keep on accumulating these credits, and at the end, in a year or 2 or 5 or 10, can convert those credits into a certification or a diploma or a degree, depending upon, so we call it a lifelong learning in the institution. With that, the university has a vision that in next 10 years, it becomes the IIT of skills, and I have no words to mince that the way this institution is working, its teams are working, its faculty is working, its academic department is working, administrative department is working, and the support we are getting from industry, I assure you in next 10 years, this will become the IIT of skills. Thank you very much for coming here, and once again, Jai Haryana, Jai Bharat.
Jai Haryana, Jai Bharat, it was really nice. And then we have a beautiful video on the dual education model of learning. So can we play that video on how to learn, practice and then work?